Hi, Anya Bartholomew here. In this video, we're going to talk about pros and cons about living in St. George, Utah, which is the seat of government for the entire Washington County, and it is the center for the Southern Utah as we know it, nationally and internationally as well. And before that, I'm Anya Bartholomew, your local Utah real estate agent, who also happen to be the #1 best-selling author of the book, The Future of Real Estate. On this channel, I often post Utah real estate market updates and also information about Southern Utah and major Utah real estate markets so that you can make the most informed, best decision ever regarding buying, selling, or relocation. We're standing right now at the Ancestor Square. That's behind me, and that's the place where we can talk about that the city of St. George was founded in 1861, and right now it grew to, according to different sources, one sources are saying 89,000 people, but another sources are saying 93,000 people, but we know it's under 100,000 and pretty rapidly growing. And as you know, we all have different reasons for relocation. The reason I relocated to St. George, Utah is because Salt Lake City has become a little bit too crowded for me. Too many people, too many hustle and bustle. And even though real estate is doing great in Salt Lake City, Washington County, and specifically St. George, is actually the third largest real estate housing market in the state of Utah. And the truth is the city does have a little bit of a laid back atmosphere. And I think, you can feel it even right here, being here, because it's not as dense in Salt Lake City. It's not probably as dense as California, even though, we're kind of like getting there. Our cost of living is better. Our housing pricing is better, even though the housing prices is also rapidly increasing to reflect the value of the cost, the lifestyle of living in St. George, Utah. It's a very popular resort destination, so we have also this happy people traveling and enjoying what St. George and Southern Utah has to offer. So it's a good city vibe, and you can start experiencing even right here. And to make the point about Utah and Southern Utah being exceptional for biking, attracting so many bikers all over the world, seriously, not only from the United States, but if you go on the bike rides and you start talking to each other, you're going to find out people here from so many walks of life. Oh, and then if you look at basically here, at the sign, you'll also notice the trails are very well marked. They're easy to find. Again, so many choices. Today is the Sunday, and therefore you may not see as many as normally they would in the mornings or in the evenings. But again, those trails are available. They're here 24/7 for you, and they add so exceptionally well to the amazing Southern Utah St. George lifestyle. For example, this trail can go right around the corner, can go up through the Snow Canyon. You can go loop over there, come back here, and then ride all the way to St. George. And there are multiple trails like that for road biking. And you probably already know that even the 100-year mile bike ride, the annual one, is taking place consistently in St. George, Utah every single year. And what you may not know, that in 2021, St. George was actually selected for the Ironman. So outdoors at its best, but also athletic world at its best, running, biking. Again, as you can see, we can stay here for a while. You'll see more and more people coming up because right now it's a little bit too early to see people going like full speed, taking full advantage. But again, people are here 24/7 because they enjoy what St. George has to offer.
I absolutely love St. George. It is such an active place. There are so many running trails. We are within minutes of finding a beautiful hiking trail. There's fishing, there's golfing, there's any outdoor activity that you can think of. I personally love running, so I have so many options of beautiful places to run in and be in nature, be in the beautiful red rocks, the white rocks, the sand. It is just a beautiful place to live.
To give you a taste of the neighborhoods, I'll drive through one of those neighborhoods that you that you can experience through my eyes, through the eyes of my camera. The beauty of this specific neighborhood is located right next to the Snow Canyon, and therefore it actually blends so beautifully, and it itself becomes part of the neighborhood. You'll notice the construction of the houses might be different from where you are, you know, in different parts of the country. The architects take advantage of the landscape in a different way. In St. George, for example, a very common feature you'll find that they will try to blend a little bit of the red into the structure of the building, and maybe a little bit of the darker colors, the grounding colors, so that would become, the architecture could become the part of the landscape. And of course, communities like that are excellent, and of course, you know, the pricing I will supply for you in the comments below. But again, this is just a taste of what the neighborhood in St. George might feel like, look like, and when you come here, you could definitely experience this for yourself more fully. The beautiful right now, we are getting closer to 10 o'clock. The temperature is 79, and that's very, very pleasant. And talking about the temperature, maybe it's a good time to cover that, is we have a lot of hot temperature during the summer. However, because we are the desert, we are in the desert, the heat is being experienced is very differently here versus in a state that are very, very humid, and therefore even 100 degrees will feel reasonable. And of course, the invitation is to adjust your lifestyle, your waking time, your going to bed time, so that you could take advantage of the beautiful mornings and beautiful evening temperature, and at the same time, you know, still have the opportunity to be outdoors and then stay at home and do whatever you need to do during the daytime. And that would be something that a lot of those who relocated to southern Utah, that's basically their advice. It's not even mine. So see how it fits for you.
Relocated from California with my husband 18 years ago, looking for clean air, places to hike, good neighbors, small town feel. Love it.
We're entering right now into Snow Park, Utah State Park. And I want to make a point that this is a gorgeous park, again, available for bikers, for runners, for all kinds of the entertainment. And entertainment, I mean in outdoors entertainment activities, obviously. And what's really important, yes, of course, there's a Zion Park within an hour from St. George, and that's a pearl and a gem internationally, of course, known throughout the world. But however, the proximity of the Utah State Park, the Snow Park, and a few others is absolutely making the quality of life in St. George off the chart.
I'm originally from Utah. I live in Washington, D.C. now, and I miss the West. I miss the dry air and the beautiful vistas.
Did you like this hike today?
Yes, the petrified dunes are beautiful. It's like history is preserved from 1,000 years ago.
Will you come back?
Absolutely.
I have been in Kayenta 6 years full-time. We moved here for the environment, the natural beauty, the mountains, clean air.
What you might appreciate about Kayenta Village is actually, it's probably the epitome, the culmination, and the essence of what the art in St. George area might feel, look like, and sound like, right? Art in St. George area is more of a lifestyle. It's how people eat, how people walk, how people bike, and how they spend their time against the beautiful backdrop of dramatic red mountains. So there are many artists who live in this community. The community came out of the vision of the founder who decided to bring the architecture into the landscape as an art. And from that vision, it's been developing into this beautiful, beautiful subdivision, the area that's growing in popularity. People are coming here from all over Utah, from all over the country to eat, to experience art, to put their hands in the clay art, because there are art studios, there are clay studios, there are glass studios, there are painting studios, you name it. And what's interesting, you know, like the vision is caught on fire because next door there's another subdivision, the Black Rock subdivision, that's being developed, making this area a real true point of attracting even more art, even more entertainment, even outdoor theaters here. There are so many things. So I'll walk you around and give you a taste of a couple of those things right now. Creates the art form in the shape of houses. The houses become part of the design. This is a very unique, one-of-a-kind subdivision. However, we all can learn how to bring art into anything and everything we do, including housing. And it could be an exterior feature or interior feature, or the way we express our garden and our landscaping. This village teaches us that art could be in everything, and they model it for those who want to bring more art and the beautiful St. George, Southern Utah living into their lifestyle.
The Kayenta community here thrives on art, and we represent up-and-coming artists as well as contemporary artists. I'm an artist. I have been represented here by Juniper Sky for almost 10 years.
I'm pointing my camera in a way so that you can see in the background St. George LDS Temple. Well, it's not a secret that Utah is a Mormon state, and St. George is definitely populated by a lot of Mormons, LDS. And you probably may or may not know that over 70%, 78%, almost 80% of population in St. George area are actually religious households. And only 70% of those are Mormons. And the rest, like the other one is 4.4 is Catholic, and the other religious denominations are actually comprises over like less than 1% each. And I can give you a link below. So what's important for me to state here for you is that a lot of people who are minor, come from minor religious denominations, or even like completely non-religious families. Well, all of them, there are so many responses and remarks and replies all over the internet about people relocating to Utah. They actually are always finding themselves quite surprised with the fact how friendly people are in Utah and St. George area, and how easy it is assimilate into the collective. So if you have any concerns about that, you'll know that you're going to be welcomed here, and your kids will be welcomed, and they will actually thrive. And I want to make one more point here. The friendliness of the community is something that Utah is proud of to represent, and that's partially because of the LDS culture, because LDS culture is definitely family-oriented, it's definitely community-oriented, and therefore if these criteria, family and community, a sense of the community is important to you, you'll find in Utah quite at home and welcome. And therefore, it is the combination of the natural beauty of active wellness, lifestyle, and the neighborhoods, the friendliness of people, and a lot of factors stacked together that really, really create the desirable destination for people to relocate in St. George, Utah. And now that you look around and look at that natural beauty, and that's just a taste of it, we haven't even scratched the surface how much Utah has to offer, Southern Utah has to offer. You'll understand why.